what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of 2 for 2, your sports podcast for the culture, by the voice of the culture. I'm your host, Quis. I'm here as always, my brother Nelly. We're back with another episode for you guys today, man. It's season 3, episode 82. Let's jump right into it. Now, my brother, good to see you.
Nice to see you as always, my man.
Yes, sir, man. It's a good week. Going well so far?
So far, so good. Can't complain.
Hey, man.
Sixers shut down Embiid. We continue to lose games. I love it. Plant that flag.
Plant it. No. But anyways, no, we're not doing that. You talked about Embiid, so you might as well start there, man. Sixers officially shut him down for the season. Said that you wanted this to happen. This is what you wanted. What's your overall feeling now that it's happened and your outlook for the team moving forward?
I'm glad they finally went ahead and did it because obviously, if you watched him, you see that huge knee brace he has. He just doesn't look himself. He's always in and out of the lineup. The season's pretty much a lost cause. Like, I know Paul George finally decided to put basketball first for once and take a break from his podcast. Not to be that guy that thinks athletes can't take an hour out of the day to, do a podcast, but the optics of him coming out doing that after the kind of season that we've had so far was just funny to me. So, with all that happening this season, this season was pretty much over. Our pick is our first round pick for this year is protected, I think 1 through 7 or 1 through 6. If it doesn't fall into that range, it goes to OKC. So we absolutely cannot let that happen under any circumstance. That would completely derail any chances we have of improving this team, considering we gave all our money to Paul George and Embiid, who can't stay healthy, can't stay on the court, can't build any chemistry. So best course of action was to just shut it down. I said a long time ago on the pod, I think Embiid has 2-3 years max left, if that. You already seen the Sixers come out, they've been doing their due diligence on, if he retires, they'll be able to, recoup that money. Because, just health-wise, like, this knee just seems like something that's never just going to be 100%. And I just think we've probably seen the best of Joel Embiid, for that three-year stretch where he was just averaging 30 and won a league MVP and was dominant in the regular season. I think it's the last that we see of that Embiid. I think he can still be a productive player when he actually does get on the court. I think he was averaging 25 in the games that he did play. I think, he can possibly still do that if he can get right. But first things first, he's got to get right and get healthy. And obviously, I don't think they did what they needed to do last year over the summer and over the course of rehab and that surgery that he had during the season last year to get him prepared for this year. So he's got some extra time, and hopefully he can just really get his body right and get in shape and be ready to go for next year. And hopefully we can get a top 5, 6 pick and try to add to that, and just try to build off it. It can't get worse than this. So hopefully we can just try to build off that for next year. And main thing is just everyone come back healthy.
Yeah, man. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for y'all because, he's an elite talent, right? As much as we joke and, I troll you about your team all the time, like, Embiid, he was that guy. Nobody could stop him in the league. And to think that, to your point, it might be close to the end, it's got to be tough, Tough for Sixers fans, tough for basketball. But at the end of the day, it was due, right? Like, if you want to give them a shot, if you want to give your organization a chance, right? As you said, this year is kind of a wash, right? Like, at least just say, hey, full blown, we're going to go ahead. We're going to go out on a limb, shut you down, you get right. And I think you guys came out with some statement. Did they say if that was true or not about, like, you all looking into that medical retirement thing for him?
As far as I know, it was true. I don't think that was NBA essential.
But I guess more so the probability of it more.
I hope so. I need all that money back.
Yeah, it would be
Probably
nice.
Shouldn't have gotten an extension anyway.
You don't think that? Really
coming off that? If they knew his injury was this bad, and
Yeah. Yeah. Tough break. Tough break for the Sixers, man.
I
But
think it was like a 3-year extension or something like that. Like that's kind of crazy. I could maybe one
yeah.
year, maybe two, or just wait till next year. Wasn't like he was about to be a free agent. I don't think nobody expected an Embiid extension this summer because it wasn't really that necessary. But they went ahead
Do
and did
you
it.
do you think that when he comes back next year, as you say, him potentially not being the 30-point guy, is he still your number one option when he plays? Or are you prepared for a life where it's like, shoot, Maxi, not saying the other dude,
Honestly, I can't really see him taking
like a step back, right? Like,
a back
yeah,
seat. Even if he's not the number one scorer on the team, like even if it is Maxi, I still see the offense kind of running through him touching the ball a lot, him
yeah,
holding the ball in the mid post and free throw line area. So I still think the team will try to run through him, but um, if his body can hold up for it, I'm here for it. But if not, I hope he can realize that and maybe take a back seat and let
yeah.
Maxi and
That's
some of
why
the
I
young
asked. Yep.
guys, Cooper Flag, let them go ahead and dominate and at least carry him for the regular season. And if he wants to wake up and be a demon in the playoffs for once, that would be nice too.
The Kawhi method, except
Hopefully.
for hopefully they play.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's
Okay.
also less embarrassing that we sit him down this way too, because we were losing regardless if he was on the court or not. So less embarrassing this way.
Hey man, maybe Paul George will take you there. He's been trying to hoop.
Yeah, I was dead wrong on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. But in other news, man, we had a guy, man, Kyrie Irving tears his ACL this week. Right when we talked about AD being out for the Mavericks, but the Mavericks were still at this point they kind of were still we're considering them contenders, right? Last episode we're saying they have a shot to make it to the West Conference Finals fully healthy. Kyrie goes down, tears ACL, man. At this point, what's next for the Mavs? Like, is it worth? Like, can they contend legitimately?
I don't think so. Obviously, a guy like Kyrie, a showstopper, someone that can, get a bucket, like no one else in this league can. Obviously, great handle. Him complementing with AD and that front line. I thought it would have been a formidable team and a team that had a chance to make a deep run if they could have built some chemistry. But you look at it now. I mean, Gafford's out, AD's out, Kyrie's done for the year, Lively's out. It's tough right now, and it only it just looks worse and worse by the day when you sat there and you traded your franchise guy and Luka Doncic, who has the Lakers looking like a championship contender already, and he's woken up following this All Star break. So uh, life is just miserable in Dallas, whether you're a Mavericks fan or a Cowboys fan. It's just all around bad. So I don't think this year they'll be in the mix at all. Wouldn't surprise me if you know they don't hold on to a top 10 seed, or if they get to the play in and they end up dropping a game and missing the playoffs. I know a lot of people have discussed whether AD should come back at
Yeah.
all this year. I think if he's not 100%, I don't think you should risk it at all. But if he is and he wants to play, he's a competitor. I understand that, but this year will not be the year. You gotta, just gotta try to go all in for next year and see what you can do. Because with a move like they had with Luka and AD, they have to win a championship. Like I don't think. I think going into
The
next year,
window, the
there won't
window.
be a team with more pressure to win a championship than Dallas. Whether you believe they can or not, that pressure will be there because of who they traded away, and that guy, looks like he can go to the finals again, and obviously for years down the line in the future with LA. So, yeah, this season's about over for Dallas, and man, it's what a way to end it, right? They're still raising ticket prices even with Luka being gone. I know those Dallas fans are just depressed right now, but
Yeah,
I
it's
still think
rough.
fully healthy, I still think that's a team uh that can be a force in the West.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. We talked about the one game or the part of the game we saw of AD and how promising that looked, even without Kyrie even being involved heavily. right? But we see how Kyrie's been carrying this team since, AD's been down, and just the potential, for that team this season and moving forward, it's high. It was high, right? It was high. But you just talked about the window, or you alluded to the window, and this was a move that they said they made to win now. And unfortunately, this takes you out of win now mode, like it becomes tough. And it's like, what do you do now with your roster, right? Do we force AD back and say, well, we have that first game to lean on where he looked fine and we looked all right, and just hope and pray that he can carry you in this Western Conference this year? No shot, right? Like, no shot. So to the point of, do you shut down AD? Like you said, I have to agree. Like, if he's not 100%, definitely not. Even if he is, we got to see how we looking by the time he gets back, right? We got to see how he's really looking, because at this point, we already know he's injury prone. So you don't want, that's the worst thing you want, right? And it's already looking bad for Nico Harrison. In just a short time, the Mavs thing that was already really, really down, saw a little glimmer of hope maybe, and it's gone again. So, just with that, man, like, how bad does this really look for the Mavericks, right? Like right now, all things considered, you said Luka, and how we see how he's looking in LA, right? The Lakers look like one of the best, if not the best team in the league right now, the way they're playing basketball. You're down AD immediately, and now you're out Kyrie for the rest of the season with a torn ACL. They're in the dumps, right?
I mean, look, everyone called it the worst trade in NBA history when it happened. I wasn't that harsh, but it's hard not to agree with those people now, seeing where the Lakers are headed, where they were and where they're headed now, and looking at where the Mavs were and where they're headed now, and all that. Yeah, so trending in opposite directions, literally.
Yeah. So, good luck to those boys. We wish Kyrie a speedy recovery, though. Of course, he's one of the best playmakers with the ball in his hand in history, if I had to say so. But staying out west, man, we're looking at the Suns, brother. Kevin Durant and the Suns seem to be slowly but surely getting to the end of this road, right? I think KD's about done there. They explored, they made the trade exploration thing out there around the deadline. I think that's kind of ruined it for them. But if they are able to work out a trade, what's the team that you would like to see KD on?
I would have been really interested if he got traded to the Warriors at the deadline. A team in the West that is on the cusp but has a lot of assets. OKC, that would be an interesting reunion.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that one.
I don't see it happening, but I think it would be interesting. Houston's got a lot of young pieces. Look, if we can find a way to get him on the Lakers with Bron, look, I'm here for that too. Build the next super team. Get Bron like 7 chips. KD gonna have like 4 of them things. Yeah, we're gonna have to start having some different combos then.
You already know honestly, that's messy as hell. You already know how that's going.
Does he find a way to the Clippers? I don't know. I think OKC has possibly the best collection of assets to, go get a Kevin Durant. Obviously, the Suns traded, 4 first-round picks or something like that? McHale and whatever for him. So, to get some of that back would be cool if they got to trade him. I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. It's probably going to happen.
Yeah. I love the Thunder idea, but I'm glad you said it. It's funny to see that you said it. But that would be hilarious. I think that would be a really good fit too. But I don't know, man. I don't know if there's I'm trying to think about where realistically I could see him landing. It's
I know a team in the East. It's got a nice up and coming guard, Tyrese Maxey, McCain.
Wow.
Might be planting the flag this summer.
Wow.
Hey, man.
You gonna do all that and get KD?
Hey, might as well. Or maybe if we get a top 5 pick. Hey, yeah. Phoenix, y'all want to restart? Let me get easy money sniper off your hands.
Got you. See, I was gonna say,
and we got Paul George for you if you want it, just to throw in a little caveat.
Yeah, somebody will take him. They love Paul George. it'd be weird if I said the Knicks, right? Like I don't even feel
It
that.
would.
I wouldn't do that. You see what you did? Sorry. We're gonna see. I like the Thunder. That's what I'm going with the Thunder. That's gonna be my the KD reunion. They're gonna OKC's gonna fall short this year. Make the trade, boom, bring KD back home.
What if he went to San
OKC.
Antonio?
That'd be nasty.
That would be out of pocket. Fox,
Yeah,
KD,
Minnesota would probably make a run
Wemby.
for him, honestly, if they're smart. If they want to make things right with
Ant-Man and KD.
Hey, bring his favorite player with him. That'd probably be the only way to get KD to be like, all right, I'll go to Minnesota.
That would be fire. That would be a fire dude. I like that idea.
There we go.
I like that.
Hey man, we'll see. We'll see what we can do. We can do the KD trying to get to the playoffs right now. You know, the Suns don't make it, it's gonna be exciting. Looking at the MVP debate now. Jokic and Shea. Shea just had a nasty game the other night.
They won.
My boy's shooting threes now. But Joker's heating up. The Nuggets are the Nuggets. So how you feeling? Is it SGA's year? Finally? Or is he gonna do it again? Are we gonna stop caring about the MVP after this year?
I do think that this year is SGA's year to win it. I think the odds say that. I think a lot of people would agree. But I'll be honest, when I'm saying this year, man, I would give Jokic the MVP.
Oh no.
I would give Jokic the MVP.
Why?
What we're seeing from him is just rare, special stuff. Like,
oh my God.
Like, you know how James Harden came out and was like, I'm the system. I feel like Jokic is like the greatest system. Like, no matter what, you're going to get a great shot with the ball in his hands. Either he's going to hit a great shot or he's going to hit his teammate for a great shot. And he's just so efficient.
If Shea can't win it
this man averages a 30-point triple-double as a center, what am I supposed to do with that? And they finished top 2. What am I supposed to do with that?
If Shea can't win it this year,
and there's no knock to Shea. If he wins it this year, he will have rightfully earned it, deserved it. Happy for him, young Cooper. But man, I just look at Jokic this year and like, look, I see through an unbiased lens now. I'm not arguing. There's no Embiid's not in the combo anymore. It's over. It's dead. So I can see clearly now that this man is just on another level when it just comes to offensively playing basketball. His IQ is just off the charts. And I mean, it's consistently every night just a crazy video game number. 30, 17, 15, 29, 20, and 14.
Me to take a look at the numbers.
I see the numbers. Most 50-point games, most 40-point games, most 30-point games, Shea's balling.
He's leading the league in scoring, ain't he?
Yeah, getting it done on both ends, too. Number one team in the West.
Come on. If not now, then when?
That's all I'm saying. All odds point towards Shea, and he probably will get it. But I don't think he's been the best player in the league this year.
I really disagree with you.
I'm glad you do. But that's just how I feel, man.
The Nuggets are they don't even look good right now. Shea got them boys in OKC balling.
If they top 3?
I mean, yeah.
They finished top 2,
I don't see it. I just don't see it.
And his team isn't as deep as OKC's.
What's that supposed to mean?
He's been losing pieces left and right since they won a championship. But the only constant is him.
He should be more selfish. They say he's a little too unselfish. I think that'll be his demise overall.
I mean, it's too unselfish, averaging 29 a game. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, he's nice, bro. He's nice. But I think
he's so efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is. He's hooping.
Both great players, both deserving of MVP. Yeah. OKC's probably going to win over 60 games this year, so I'm with it.
But I mean, they did the same thing last year and it didn't matter. So, I'm just saying.
I'll give Shea credit for this. I mean, I think he's having a better year this year than last year, which is,
still not close to that.
That helps. That helps your MVP case, when you're snubbed or feel snubbed one year and then come back with a better year the next and still number one.
Yeah, that's what he does.
But, hey, man, when I watch Jokic, it's just special.
Hey, special. He's a different guy. I watched that full Boston game the other day on Sunday. Hey, He tried.
That would be a good finals matchup.
No. We don't want to see that no more. We don't want to see it no more. We don't want to see it no more.
No more. We didn't see it at all.
Oh, you're right. We don't want to see the Celtics no more. I don't want to see Jokic no
Well,
more.
I promise you, you're going to see the Celtics. I guarantee that.
I don't know. How about those Cavaliers? What are we thinking? They just beat them. Then they beat them again. Then they beat them twice.
The series is 2-2.
2-2? Okay, yeah. Oh, split. Okay.
They split the season series this year.
Hey, so are they a real threat or what? It's time to take them serious, I think. They might. I don't like them, but I'm having a hard time now really saying things against them. You know, I was a big fan of that Hunter trade.
Also a big fan of that.
Evan Mobley's having a career year, and I think that's the difference, right? Like, I think Evan Mobley's kind of really transformed this team, because whereas before it was just Spider.
We talked about that before the season started. I said the Cavs, ever want to take a jump anywhere, it's only person that can really improve and take this team to another level was Evan Mobley, and he's certainly done that.
Sure enough. So I mean,
Garland's back to All-Star level,
and they match up well with Boston.
I just still think in a 7-game series they won't be able to outshoot Boston.
I feel that,
and they're still one of those teams that got to prove it. Hey, just like nobody's ever going to go into a postseason series and believe that Embiid and the Sixers are about to go on a deep run until they do it. Same thing with a Donovan Mitchell-led team.
That's fair.
We got to see it. We've seen you have great regular season, maybe not as good as this. I don't think Donovan Mitchell's ever been on a team that's been doing this well, but we've seen him flame out in second round plenty of times.
And Garland's famous for it too.
They weren't they up 2-0? Donovan Mitchell up 2-0 on the Clippers that one year.
We was in Utah.
Yeah,
sounds about right.
I think they were up 2-0 before losing that series in 6. So obviously he lost in 5 to Boston last year. I don't think Donovan played in much or all of that series.
Karma.
But so, and like I said, I love the move for Hunter. He had like 30 the other night. They've got a deep team, and that's one thing that it seems like in the NBA now, that it's kind of the best teams in the league are the teams that have obviously the star power, but the depth as well. So they certainly got the depth to match up with them. Donovan Mitchell, he can get buckets and bunches. But I just think Boston, when this playoff time, like they're kind of just coasting right now, and they're still second in the East. No matter how big that gap is, I think they know what it takes to win a championship, and they know when to turn it on. So, maybe it'll be. I expect if they match up in the playoffs, it'll be closer than last year. But I still think Boston clear favorite.
Yeah, I'm with that. I feel like you got to earn it, right? Before we can say that you really are over the champ, you got to show and prove. I mean, I think. The question of if they're actual threat. I mean, they're threatening. I think we can both agree right now in the East, they're probably the only team that's going to really give them a test. I don't know how you feel about the Bucks.
Them a test.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the Bucks
you like the Bucks' chances over the Cavs' chances in 7 games because of Giannis.
I do. Yeah, he's the only one in the East that has a chance to be.
I feel like
the best player on the court in that series. Like, he could easily be the most dominating player in that series. And I don't really see Cleveland. I don't see Donovan Mitchell going berserk for a full 7-game series. Like, he'd have to average 40, 35 to 40. I could see Giannis averaging 30 to 40 against Boston in a series.
I feel that. I don't expect that. I don't know. I don't trust the Bucks as a whole. But I respect that.
They won 7 of 8. Kyle Kuzma was a good pickup. They're taking Bobby Portis back. Kevin Porter was a solid pickup too.
I can't believe the Clippers gave him up. That surprised me.
They got younger. They got some fresher legs in there.
He's got to stay healthy.
Better offensively. So, I mean, it's not like Giannis didn't play at all the last postseason. Dame was hooping on the Pacers
Yeah.
before he got hurt. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like these two, they just didn't show up last year. They were injured. So, I think those two in a 7-game series, I'm still interested to see how a team how it matches up against that for an entire playoff series.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Don't sleep on my Knicks. I don't like what you did.
What Steph do? What Steph do the other night?
We ain't have cat. We ain't have cat. Moving on. Moving on. Spoke with young stars earlier. And the young buck, man, he's reached 16 techs this year. He got suspended for a game because he got ejected the night before. Are we concerned? Is it? Do we need to be concerned about Ant right now? And just
I know why he got all the
trajectory.
texts. He letting all his anger out from the Timberwolves trading their second best player. That's where all the frustration is.
Hey, you might be right. He got to deal with Julius every day.
That too, and Rudy.
And Rudy.
He like, shit, none of my bigs do anything. But I mean, yeah, that's something that he definitely has to work on, because at this point it's costing him games and money. And they're certainly going to need him down the stretch. Like, this is not a team that, is guaranteed a playoff spot. Like, they're still in the play-in field. So, you can't keep getting texts and then, Anthony Edwards is going to miss the play-in game. Now you just cost your team a chance at a postseason berth. So, he's definitely got to get it together, got to keep his emotions in check. That's just that Georgia, that Atlanta in him. He's just so buck. Like, every time he feel like he's starting to become a star in this league. So now when he don't get treated as such, he just lash out. But young Buck's got to keep his emotions in check, man. Got to realize that he's more important than that.
Yeah, you got to reel him in, just a little bit. He's become such a star so fast, his personality, his charisma, the way he plays, it all fits for him to be this guy, and it's just funny because he's also going through the thing right now where he's like publicly telling people, like, I'm not trying to be the face of the league. He kind of like, I just want to chill, right? It's like now you're getting a bunch of texts and all those things. Not saying that they like go hand in hand, but like it's just kind of funny, to see just his rise. It was so fast. And then, like you said, like what he means to this team is just a different level now where it's like you can't get away with those things, right? This team quite literally cannot win without you. Like, it's not Cat not there no more. Rudy's hurt. Julius is hurt. Like, if Ant ain't on, or if Ant losing his mind in the middle of the game, you can pack them up. Because he's not just their team leader. Like, he's their emotional leader as well. Like, they go with him. It's a lot of responsibility for 20-year-old, 21. I don't even think he's 21 yet. He might have just turned 21, but a young guy like that in the league. So he'll figure it out. He's maturing. The best part of this is we get to watch him mature, while we watch him play throughout the season and the years of his career. So he's young. He's a very fiery player. Like, that's who he is. You don't want to take that edge off of him, but you gotta get him to see, maybe, take a different approach. Try a different approach. You know what I'm saying? So love Ant though. Want him to keep hooping. Want him to keep doing what he's doing. Some quick hitters, man, before we wrap this thing up, brother. Last night, actually, LeBron James, 50,000 career points, man. Shout out to that guy. That's crazy.
Go James.
Yeah, did you do that?
I thought it was, man.
That's tough. I like that. Definitely tough for the GOAT. Crazy. And he's still going. I think I saw some stat while I was watching the game. I think he's like 70 or something wins away from having the most all-time wins in the NBA, taking over Kareem. So he'll probably get that pretty, within the next year or two. So that's cool. Eagles make Saquon Barkley the highest paid running back in the league. Shout out to Saquon. How you feeling? Don't care? You get more Saquon?
I don't care.
He deserves
it.
He deserves it.
So. I talked about after the Super Bowl, he's forcing the league to, look at running backs differently again and treat them with some respect. And I think the type of year that he had definitely warranted him being the highest paid running back ever. You lead a team to a Super Bowl and perform the way you had, most rushing yards ever through a season and postseason, I believe. And Yep, the way he played, he showed teams like, yeah, if you have a guy that can run the ball and be as effective as him, you know, the top running backs in the league like him and Gibbs and Henry and Christian McCaffrey, you know, those guys are worth it because they can take your team over the top.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also the Eagles low key looking down at the Giants like, hey, look, this is how you treat a superstar. We'll pay him since you didn't
Man,
want to. We appreciate
what
you
was that
again.
contract? I wish I knew the contract that the Giants were offering him or wouldn't pay him.
I swear it was
Yeah,
you find that for us. I swear it was like something with 10 million. 10 million's in my brain.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, I think
Poor
they said they
decisions.
offered him 13 a year.
13 a year, okay. That sounds about right. Hey. And now look at him. Super Bowl champ. Shout out to Saquon. Still in that division, Deebo, traded from the Niners, now a Commander. Good or bad? How you feeling about that one? I mean, obviously, as a Cowboy fan, I'm sure you probably are like, to hell with all these moves, but from
Yeah,
outsider look,
100%. Can never hurt to add more playmakers. It's a young team that, you know, I try to tell you and Walt, like, you know, it's just not their time yet, but in due time, it'll come. Y'all try,
who?
y'all, y'all tried to convince me they had a chance in the NFC Championship. Y'all tried.
Oh, okay,
Don't
okay,
act like you
okay, okay.
didn't.
I thought you were saying beginning of the year. I'm like, wait, what?
Nah. Hey,
Okay, okay. I'm with you.
you was
We
on
here,
that.
we
I
here, we
remember.
here, we here,
But
we
yeah,
here.
like, so, you know, it never hurts to add more weapons. Obviously, Deebo isn't coming off the greatest season at his lowest total since I think 2020. But it was an injury riddled season for him. Obviously, he's not a true number one outside guy, but you had him with Terry McLaurin and see what other pieces they add and yeah, teams off to a good start. Jay Daniels able to take them, you know, places they haven't been to in a long time in his first year. So, uh, you know, I think they'll just continue to build off that, and this was a solid move to, you know, help add to that offense.
Yeah, hope we get good Debo. You know, he sounds rejuvenated. You know, sometimes all you need is just a little change of scenery.
Yeah,
I feel like we kind of knew this move was coming, so shout out to the Commanders for taking a chance. I think it doesn't make them any worse. Good luck to them. You know, I wish them well. Hope they get the best version of Debo. And I mean, if not, you don't got to pay him. See you later. So good for him. And I think what was it like a fourth, fifth?
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, like well, hey,
yeah, I think it was a fifth.
yeah, like that's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. But hey, man, that's gonna do it for today's episode of 2 for 2. You know, we appreciate y'all as always. You know, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, thanks for sharing, posting, commenting. You know, all of that, man. It really goes a long way. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. With that, man, this is season 3, episode 82. Quis and Nelly. We out.